So, hey everybody on YouTube, I'm back up here. You know, I said I was going to come back up here because I made a video called I Know Why the Observatories Are Shut Down in 2016. And that video got to 1,800 views. But after the 1,800 view mark, I saw and noticed that that video didn't move a mark after that. And I was like, okay, well, since they doing that to me on this platform, let me move over here to another platform and just talk on this one where they won't be able to do that to me there, you know, and tell the truth over there for a little bit. But now I'm back on this one, and the reason I mentioned the observatory um, video that I'm going to link in the description down below is because I have another one I made that's like a part two, but it's a voice recording that I'm gonna edit, and then I'm gonna post that too. Okay. The reason I'm back is because, and the reason I named this video that the last 10 years have been a wild ride is because they have. It's been way more than 10 years for me. But yeah, it's been wild. But these last 10 years, woo, child. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Weaker faith based people would crumble. Crumble. Knowing the things I know and have seen the things that I've seen. If they don't crumble, what they do is, you know what they do? They go and they say, "Oh, that's not real. I don't have to worry about it." And then they go along their lives pretending like it's that thing that they witnessed isn't going to be something that they're going to need to be deeply concerned about in the future, right? So, also, the reason I'm back here is because I wrote a high school exit paper about everything that's going on right now and everything that's going to coalesce into this big, not really wonderful, not really beautiful disaster, horrifyingly, terrifyingly repulsive disaster. Just, and when I say repulsive, y'all gonna be repulsed at the fuck shit that's gonna be happening. I mean, if you're not already repulsed right now, you've really been numbed to life, to your surrounding environment. You've been numbed. The programming has worked really well, really very well on you. And I'm sorry. Maybe you still get to wake up out of it and see, and you won't have to wonder why is everything happening, because you'll know at that point, and you'll know at that moment why everything is happening, how it's happening, right? Okay, so to do a review here, because we're going to talk about my high school finals paper, my senior high school finals paper that I wrote about disasters. And it was four, five, five. It was four, but I combined two of them into one thing because it was basically gonna kind of combine, on their own anyway. So it's five, but I combined two of them into one. So now it's still five, but I combined two of them, so I say four a lot. But there's five of them. Five things that I wrote about in my senior high school finals paper that are going on that I said was gonna go on way back then, and I saw it as it happened, as everything that I said was gonna happen happened. The only one that had happened before I said anything about it in the high school senior finals paper was Katrina. But as I started like doing the research on the disasters and stuff that I saw, because you have to do research if you're going to write a high school finals paper, right? So, as a high school senior, any finals paper, you have to do research. So, as I started to do the research about disasters, I noticed like a pattern, you know, in the disasters and how they were happening and everything. And I took a little break. So if you notice, I left and then it seemed like I'm different because I took a little break. That's it. So back to what I was saying now. Um five uh disasters that are all about. So I was talking about the patterns that I saw. And these patterns were making this chaotic picture that I saw it way back then, and ooh baby, I saw it way back then, and I didn't like any of that I saw. Not an iota, not one bit, not even least bit, not a little bit. No, not not out. No. What did I see? I saw the end. That's what I saw. So anyway, how did I see the end? Well, I saw it in the research I was doing about the disasters that, had happened and whatnot. I saw it in my dreams that were happening. Um, was having a lot of apocalyptic dreams around 2007. Two of which that I really like. They're dreams, but they stick with you. You remember them. And you're not supposed to be able to remember your dreams, but I remember these dreams like I remember yesterday. Like I remember what I had as a snack yesterday. I mean, I have a pretty good memory anyway, but that's just me. But I'm saying these dreams, that's how deep they are. They it's like they came from my soul. So these five topics that I chose to do my high school senior finals paper on. Number one was the weather. And of course, there's always weather, and there's always a disaster afterwards, and this, that, and the third. But I was talking about how prolific, how profoundly more devastating they would get, on a scale that a lot of people wouldn't be able to see. And I was right. Katrina wasn't the worst that could happen. Okay. Um, I mean, look at what we're going through. Look at the hurricane season we just went through. People in New York were drowned in their basement apartments. They were drowned. And because the COVID factor, people are afraid to touch and help other people. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. Okay. So because of the COVID, because of the pathogen factor, people were afraid to go down and save their neighbors who were drowning in basements in New York. Let that sit in your soul for a second. I'm so afraid of getting sick that I'm not gonna spare the time to save you. and I see you in danger, and I can still do something about it. But because of my fear, I don't move. I just stand there and watch the horror until it's the end. So, storms. First one. Second one. What was the second one? Oil spills. Well, environmental contaminants. So it was four. Environment. Actually, no, it was five. By environmental contaminants. Okay. Um, Oil spills. In 2010, 3 years after I wrote my high school senior finals paper, what happened? The Deepwater Horizon oil spill happened. That's what happened in 2010. At least in this reality. The reality I come from, it happened, I believe it was 2008. But, or was it 2006? It was one of those. I think it was 2006 because in that reality, it was before I wrote the paper that it influenced me into writing my high school finals paper, my senior high school finals paper about disasters. Sorry, my leg itches. In the first place, that's where my influence came from. Seeing this on the news and like, there's something more to it. Boy, was I right. People don't have to believe that I was right, but oh boy, was I right. So anyway, and that's not the only oil spill. And there's an oil spill that's happening in the Gulf again. In 2000, just in this past summer, was it this spring? We had a oil spill where it looked like the portal of hell. Like the water was on fire and they just was going around trying to spray the water that was on fire, and the water was on not on fire only on top of the water was on fire up under the water. I'm laughing to keep from crying. This is horrible. I'm laughing to keep from crying. Please just know that. But not only that, there's another oil spill that's happening in the Gulf. There's a whole nother one, and the people in the boat who are they live there and they're reporting on it because there's no news going down there to talk to the people about the new oil spill that's in the motherfucking Gulf, and the people that live on the peninsula. No, they ain't talking about that. They and the people in the boat who are talking about it, who live there, you can see their hands black with black oil goop sludge. Some you don't know how many motherfucking cancers are in known chemicals that they are getting in their hands. And so there I saw this video on Instagram. They're going and they're filming the people who are just they're not doing anything to clean it up. They're just cutting into the oil, to cutting it up into little pieces, because oil, it is more buoyant than water in a viscous solid. But when you cut it up, just like if you take water and you put some oil on top and you cut it up into the water, the oil will fall. And when you cut it into little pieces, the oil will fall into the water. That's what they're doing in the Gulf right. Well, at least a couple weeks ago, that's what they were doing in the Gulf. They were cutting up the oil that was there into little pieces, and the oil in the little dense pieces was sinking to the bottom. That's what they was doing. Not cleaning it up. I guess Corexit didn't help with the deep water oil horizon, whatever type of nanites or whatever the fuck they released. Cynthia is another name for it. Guess they released as much of that as they could without, actually fully like killing everybody there. So now how else they gonna clean it up? Look, man, and that's not the only one that's happened. There was one off the Galapagos Islands, and they said it was at first um it was like 500 gallons or something like that, and then it was like 500,000 gallons, and I'm like, what? Wait a minute. No, was it this or was that? And I think I made a video about that on here. I think I made a video. Yeah, I'm gonna find that one and link it too. Okay. That's not the only one. When I had my emergency registry, um, it always posted about the oil spills and everything. That's before, so whoever bought them out. They were based in Hungary. They're based in like Budapest, Hungary, and it's a emergency registry where they go and they put all the emergencies happening and whatnot everywhere, and you as a public person can read it, as a citizen, as a public citizen can read used to could read it. I mean, there's still parts that are for the most part open up, but certain biohazards and shit, is really sketchy. You can't read them like you used to and whatnot, unless you're subscribed and you're part of an emergency management agency in a country or some shit somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so there's the oil spills and shit. Uh, Now you got the thing to go with the chemical contaminant is the biological contaminant, like um the pathogen that's going around right now. We all know how they too likes to censor because UCY TV was a and if this get my channel shut down, I really could care less. Because I wish they would shut me down, and I'd pay for premium. Bitch, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue your ass. You try to shut me down. So I shut me down, and I'm gonna sue their ass, and I'm gonna give me a new channel. That's what I'm gonna do. So biological contaminant, just like what we're going through right now with this COVID. It's a biological contaminant that was either accidentally or intentionally released into the motherfucking environment. And I don't care who says I'm wrong. I don't care who says um, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Say what you want. I've read books like Dr. Mary's Monkey by Edward Haslam. Look it up about Mary Sherman at Tulane University, where I wanted to go and study for veterinary science, for animal science. Yep, go look it up. I've read books like the first book that got me onto researching about viruses and shit that took me into the the deaths of the microbiologists that I found out about in 2007, but had been going on since 2002. Books like The Hot Zone by Richard Preston. Honestly, if you can't tell me about Lab 257 in Plum Island, I really don't want you talking to me about what a fucking expert said. Fuck that expert. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger said, fuck your freedom, fuck him, and fuck that expert too. Yeah, they're not going to impede on my ability to truly be free more than they've already done so. Medically kidnapping me when I was a baby, and now I got a 30-pound box of documents from DCFS. Quit fucking playing with me. Anyway, so there's a woman on here um, that used to host Before the Cup, First Cup with Jules. Um, Her channel's gone. Library of 7,000 fucking videos gone. Then the other secret channel that she do got on here that she had downloaded stuff onto, they took the sound. You can't hear nothing. Can't hear shit. It's like your TV muted, but it's not. Yeah. So if you want, you know, an example of a biological contaminant disaster, you have no to look no further than the Wuhan Institute of Virology. A mask is going to protect me from something that a motherfucker in a spacesuit, walking around in a spacesuit in that biosafety level 4 lab every day with their own S supply on their back. A mask gonna save me from that. Yeah, motherfucking right. Yeah, right. Um, Also, I've already had COVID. I got COVID back in October of 2019 when the Bill Gates Event 201 uh, event what do you call it, biological preparedness uh, program, plan, whatever you want to call it, meeting was underway. My adenoids came out my right nostril. I took the picture to the doctor. She's like, I don't know what that is either. It was my adenoids. This is the same primary care physician, Dr. Haley Ralph, by the way, who suggested uh, electroconvulsive therapy for me to treat my treatment resistant depression, also called major depressive disorder. But there's different, it's a spectrum, just like autism. I'm one of the worst because no Zoloft, no Prozac, none of that would treat my depression. Okay? So we've been through three already. We've been through storm disasters, contaminant disasters. Oh, another contaminant disaster was the benzene. Remember the benzene plant that blew up here in Illinois? That's another contaminant disaster. Biological, that's another chemical contaminant disaster. Biological contaminant disasters like um, Lyme disease, Lab 257. Go look that book up. Go look up the book. That's the reason I'm mentioning it in the lab because the Book is named after the lab on Plum Island off the coast of Lyme, Connecticut, which they've moved, by the way, to Manhattan, Kansas. We aren't in Kansas anymore, Toto, Kansas. Hmm? Plum Island was off the coast of Lyme, Connecticut, by the way. Anyway, so we've gone through three storms, um, chemical contaminants, biological contaminants, nuclear disasters. Fukushima, 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 Fukushima. Oh, 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 it's Fukushima. Sorry. Got a notification from Miko there. Um Fukushima has been killing the earth and us for the last 10 years. That's why this 10 years has especially been a wild ride. Especially. You know, it's something wild when you can uh, stand on the flat place and look towards the sun when it's setting and see all the planes flying overhead that's got spray nozzles that they can turn on and off. They can't turn the jet engine on and off, but they can turn the spray nozzle on and off. But if they turn that jet engine off, that plane is falling out of the sky. So, Fukushima, Chernobyl is pulsing. Why is it pulsing under there? Why? Do y'all know that they still haven't gotten the motherfucking cores out of the motherfucking um the basement where it barreled through the basement into the fucking ocean bed and has been barreling into, as Sister Ajali said, the flush of the earth for the last 10 years. Me and Sister Ajali and even people like Kevin Blanche have been hearing the earth screaming the last 10 years. And all we can do is tell people about it and why it's happening. And nobody wants to listen to us. Them robots they sent down there to retrieve the nuclear rods the first time they died. Now they say, oh, we've made even tougher robots to send down there. Oh, doy, doy, doy. All of you who want to believe the experts and trust the experts, the ones like Dr. Fauci who keep lying about how the National Institute of Health didn't fund the Wuhan Institute of Virology. People, anyway, the fifth one is the biometric data. My video finna stop soon. I'm gonna have to come back and record another one. So I have so much more to say. So there was five. Biometric one is the fifth one. Okay, nuclear accident is the fourth. Biological contaminants the third. Chemical contaminants the second, and storms is the first. I wrote my high school senior finals paper about all five of them, and they're happening right now. There's lawsuits against the biometric data collection going on right now. Class action lawsuits. That's a disaster if you ask me. All right, so I'm gonna cut this off, come back, record another one, come back, and go from there. All right. I love y'all. Um, if I don't record it tonight, I'm gonna record it tomorrow. All right. I love y'all. Later.